Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey, Deathray here. Holy cow, we are back yet again this evening. Although technically today is January 12th, 2026. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're jumping in right now, you are probably a little curious as to what's going on. Well, that Stranger Things documentary just dropped, or at least it is supposed to have just dropped. And we're here to see what all the fuss is. Is it just the documentary? Is it something different? I don't know. Let's take a look. It should be One Last Adventure. There we go. Recently added. Okay, 2 hours long. We are going to see what the heck this thing is all about, guys. Holy cow, we have 22 people hanging out with us. If you are watching live, if you're watching after the fact, thank you so very much for jumping on in. My name's Davey Deathray. I usually talk horror news and do topical discussions, have guests on, do all sorts of fun stuff here. So if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can check out a little bit of what we do here. And yeah, make sure you hit the like button, all that good stuff. And let's see what we got. I don't know. I'm going to say what's up to you guys really quick. We got DJ Plays Favorites hanging out, King Matthew III. We got Christine hanging out as well. Let's see. Asha hanging out, off to work. All right, so we must have just missed Asha. I know it's really early in the morning out there in the UK. Off to work, but generally think it will be a documentary behind the scenes. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be too, Asha. We will find out here very shortly. I guess we're gonna just do a watch party here, guys. Looks like it's about 2 hours long. I just took a nap to prep for it, which is maybe why my voice sounds the way it sounds. And you can tell I'm in my cozy comfies. I have my Beth's hoodie on right now. I'll pretend I haven't clicked it. Oh my god, episode 9. Netflix is down. Interesting. It loaded up for me. Gosh, that's really loud though. Okay. Looks like it's just going to be a documentary from what I can tell, guys, but we can go ahead and get this show rolling. Obviously, I can't show the documentary on my screen, guys, but what we can do is I can put a little timer up there. We can sync it up with the documentary. So let me just pull it up like that. There we go. Okay, I'm actually going to do a little bit of this. And by this, I'm just doing whatever I want in the background. You guys are probably like, what does this mean? What is he saying when he says he's doing this? Anyways, let me see if there's anybody else that has joined us here. Antonis is kicking it with us. What's happening, bud? Hope you are doing well. Yeah, and I watched a movie earlier too, Christine. I watched Life Force. Ray and I watched Life Force. That was a lot of fun. Okay, let me turn down this music here, or at least just we're going to do that with the music. Holy cow, we got a good amount of people hanging out here with us watching along. What is going on with that? Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure we can maximize the... Oh, my goodness. I just want you guys to be able to read the... There we go. To read the stopwatch as we go. So, okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. All right, here we go. Let's get this show rolling, guys. Okay, I'm back at 0. I'm going to get the timer going when we hit 5 seconds. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, is this One Last Adventure documentary an actual documentary, or is it the secret last episode to Stranger Things? We'll see. I think it's just the documentary. I also have a poll going in the live chat as well. If you want to participate in the poll, feel free. Otherwise, we are going to get this going here in, let's see here. I've got it all the way wound back to 0. We're going to push play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. There we go. And I'm getting the stopwatch going. There we are. So the Netflix logo is off the screen. And we're looking at the monitors of them shooting an episode with Holly. I think so. I think it is just a doc. Yeah. I know, David. I took a nap. I had to take a nap. But I did watch a movie. This will be interesting, guys, because I think it's just going to be a doc. So I'm just going to be giving you my commentary. So how about that? I am that kind of cult leader. Like Henry, right? Holy cow, 27 people hanging out this late at night. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. I am fully into the documentary now. There's a timer right there if you want to follow along. Yeah, that was a good sense of panic to have. Interesting. Okay. Oh, shoot. Yeah, my Netflix is working okay. So there, okay. So there are some shots from way early on. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to, it's just going to be a watch party, and I'm just going to either suffer through it or it's going to be a good documentary. Maybe it'll be what we want. Hey there, Ray. Thanks for joining us. One of our channel members and Death Squad mods. And the apple of my eye, as it were. Totally okay if you pass out. I think I can have everything on lock here if you do, Ray. But thank you for jumping in. Oh, don't do that. Two hours, 2 minutes is what it says. Yeah. Yeah. You guys left a lot dangling, and you did not wrap very much up. We shot the whole movie in a dirty field. All right, here it is. The title screen is up. One Last Adventure. Here we go. So, Ham, I've already started it, so I have a timer going right there. So if you want to jump on into the and watch along, Netflix. It's just on Netflix. Oh no shit, you did that. Yeah. No shit. They went into the season without having a script for the finale. They're all cringing about the decision to have 11 off herself or let herself die. Yes, I fully expected that. Hmm. They're still arguing about how to go about killing Eleven's character. because they know they have to do it and they don't want people to expect that it's coming. That is a conundrum of season 5. I figured the way that I felt about season 5 was if they didn't kill her, it would have been a waste. So I fully expected them to kill her. So yeah, they're having that conundrum of how do you surprise the audience? So we're getting some background here on the Duffers. Very young Duffers. No, Sean Levy, they're interviewing him here. So Sean Levy's been there, okay, since the beginning. I just couldn't remember his name being attached before then. Yeah, I need to go back and revisit those early seasons, I think. They're just giving us a little bit of a clip show here on those earlier days. Yeah, they're just kind of bickering about how to do it. They're like, we know we have to do it, so how do we surprise people? I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, we are rocking and rolling. So when you're able to join, there's the timer. Yeah, they should have it figured. They should have known where they were going to go with it when they started the show, I think. I am watching it, yeah. Yeah, I remember that first season being a pretty huge deal and very easy to watch, very easy to tear through it. Yeah. Wow, 52 billion minutes streamed. That's amazing. Oh, the actor that plays Jonathan is British. I had no idea. There we go. You learn something new every day. I'm just going to assume they're all British now. I mean, I'm kind of giving it a little bit of a commentary as I go. I'm trying to listen a little bit. But yeah, they're just giving a background on the genesis of the show, the Duffer Brothers starting out. There was them discussing, 11 dying in the finale. And now it looks like we're getting the table read. This is probably, before they do filming and everything, they read through each episode. And so this is what that looks like. So everyone's got their notebooks out. There's a big old rectangle of tables and all the performers. I'm just watching on my computer. Yeah, I just have Netflix going on my computer. So yeah, they're just reading. This is just a read through here. All right, moving on. I don't think we're going to get the secret episode, guys. I think it's just going to be what it is here. For 2 hours long, it would have been cool if it was just about the whole series, but what can you do? Oh no, it's totally working. Yeah, I'm able to watch it on my computer. Yeah. Hey, what's happening, Steph? Good morning. One of our great channel members there, Steph Hinkle. So they still are showing some clips from way back in the day. It's interesting. It is heavily focused on the fifth season, but there's a little bit of the background, the overall background. Oh, okay. And now they're building the space that Vecna's afraid of, that Max lives in. My stream would be shut down immediately. Yeah, I can't show it. It's a Netflix property, so it's copywritten. Yeah. Davey in the morning is always a good start to the day. Yes, it's still, I guess I consider it night, even though it's technically morning. It's 1:30 in the morning for me. So for me, I'm like, it's still the nighttime is the right time. There we go. We got Mr. Jamie Campbell Bauer trying on his Henry costume. We're speaking with the DP here about his process of shooting after reading the script. You're definitely a subscriber, the Entertainment Hideout, Lynn. But the channel members, they have green names. So channel members are people who've been gifted a membership, or maybe they've purchased a membership to the channel. I appreciate you. Yeah, I figure it's going to be a straight up documentary. Yeah. I don't think it's a secret episode. I think it's just the documentary, but we're watching anyways. So if you pull up Netflix, you can follow along. That is where I'm at right now. You can't see it till tomorrow. It should be live. It came out at 3 a.m. Eastern. Steph. Oh, it's Nanette. Nanette, you must be on a different account. Yes, you are a channel member, Nanette, on your other account. Yeah, I think what they're gonna do here is, it's just gonna be the spin-offs and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, the secret documentary. It's a really so far it's a pretty well-made documentary. I'm curious to see how much more insight we get because they're jumping around at a lot of places. I'm curious about more of the creative insight. Oh, I got you, Steph. I got you. Okay. Yeah. It's it's been good so far. Now they're talking about Tim Burton's Batman and the world building in that one. Beetlejuice, they're talking about. Edward Scissorhands gets love. Spielberg, they're talking Jaws here. Close Encounters, of course. I'm going to pop a little nicotine pouch. Don't mind me. Holy cow, 40 people watching. Guys, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't done that. And if you're, wanting to watch along, that is the timer right there. The Duffer Brothers are talking about their upbringing. They had a safe, sheltered life in North Carolina. Their parents got them a camera when they were young, and they started making movies at home, and they're showing some of these home movies. Yeah, editing in camera, talking about how it goes. This is cool. It's just showing how they developed. Oh, there's some Evil Dead thrown in there. Very cool. The documentary came out at 3 a.m. What's happening, Tia? One of our great channel members. Hope you're doing well, miss. Thank you so much for joining us and hanging out. Unreal Empire says, I will watch it through my neighbor's window with consent. That's hilarious. Oh, I love it. Love it. Yeah, it is out. It came out at 3 a.m. Eastern. Yeah. I'm not sure where to watch it. I'm just watching on Netflix. I'm going the tried and true way. All right, so they're in the basement of the Squawk radio station. The actors are seeing the big map of Hawkins on the wall for the first time. Oh, they've got those old Duracell flashlights. Oh my God, those are amazing. Just some background stuff. Them getting the camera ready for one of these shoots in the basement of the Squawk. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you for checking out the vids. Thank you for joining us here. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. We have 37 lovely people watching right now, and we are checking out the Stranger Things One Last Adventure documentary. Have fun there looking through the window with consent. With consent. All right. We'll see you next time. So right now they're just showing, they're just going through a shoot. Something about the tag being active. So this is early on in the season. Oh, it's Unreal Engine. Okay. Phew, at least there's that. So there's just one take in these. They just showed Maya Hawke. It looked like, technically, I guess it was the second take. They're like, we want you to add a little more business and then say your line, and then that's it. Or that's just how they edited it. You girls. So Noah Schnapp and Caleb McLaughlin are just talking about what the whole experience has been like. So they're going through the cast here with the interviews. Got Sadie Sink. And they're showing the scene with the boys going out to the woods to the picnic table to lay out their plan this is from season 5. Yeah. Can you put on the closed captions so I can read through the window and get me some hot cocoa? Thank you. I don't think the spinoff is going to include any of the main characters. Everything that I've heard indicates that it will not include them. Now they're like standing around in between shooting that scene at the picnic table in the woods, they're talking about what they remember from season 1, and Noah's like, oh, I wasn't even there, because he's just there for a little bit. Yeah, being kidnapped and taken to the Upside Down would not allow you to come of age. Bloopers are fun. I really like them at the end of like comedy movies, Steph, when you get to just see all the B-roll bloopers. Those are great. Oh, there's some more a little bit of behind the scenes from the previous seasons here that we're seeing intercut here as Noah talks about the process of working with the Duffers. And Noah's coaching. So here, the kid that plays Will, because they have that bit at the beginning of the season where you see Will from season 1, who's still captive. Noah's there like coaching the kid up, and then they must have just done a straight face replacement. It looked really good. Oh, we got some audition footage from 2015. Baby Finn and baby Millie. Oh, great. Yeah, they're going through all the audition little bits here. It's cute. This is adorable. Little Gaten Matarazzo doing his audition. Good stuff. Yeah, I got to go back and watch this first season. Oh my God, my brother had that Millennium Falcon. Whole bunch of behind the scenes pics of the kids when they were young at the beginning of the series. And then now we've got Millie Bobby Brown's being interviewed as she makes a drive out to, I'm guessing, the set. Hey, what's happened there? Pratik9842 says, hey, big fan from Instagram. What's happening? Thanks for following me over there on Instagram. I hope you're subscribed on the YouTube side as well. Here we're getting that training montage, that 11 training montage. They're shooting that. So Millie Bobby Brown is all, hooked up to her cables and everything. Oh, wow. Interesting. So when she was like speaking, once the camera wasn't rolling, it was mostly an American accent. And then at the very end, she slipped back into her British. So it sounds like she might, I don't know. I wonder if she just goes method and stays in that accent. So it actually came out, it debuted at 3 a.m. It is just a documentary from everything I can see so far. I'm watching it. We have a timer going there. It's about 2 hours long, and we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna watch it. So yeah, pull up Netflix. There's the timer, and I'll be kind of narrating what's up. So we're just getting more background on Eleven's character from Millie Bobby Brown's perspective. Yeah, and I think, Steph, that it's easier for people that I think it's easier to do that American accent for foreign actors, I think. For like British actors, Australian actors, they do such a good job. Our accents are like all over media everywhere. It must be a little easier. But yes, they're really good at it. Especially the girl that plays Holly, the little girl that plays Holly, she's British too. Can't even tell. Yeah, I'm watching it right now, bud. Watching it right now. Yeah, Hatchet Mouth says, "Yeah, behind the scenes feature is exactly what we want to see from something called One Last Adventure." Yeah. Um, hey, maybe something will happen here. I don't know. I don't expect it to. I expect it to be straight up. Now the Duffers are talking about, the woman that played Holly's teacher was their actual teacher in high school. So they brought her in, and which is a really cool story. And she's very good in the role as well. So they're just showing a little bit of that background here and how cool it was to bring her in because she was such an inspiration for them when they were in high school. What's happening, Omar? How are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, oh my gosh. Netflix paused for a little second there. I thought it was crashing. Well, and she says that they took big swings in high school. I wish they kept on taking big swings in season 5 of Stranger Things because I'm still not seeing the big swings. The American accent is the easiest to pick up. I want to say it took me 4 years to get an Aussie accent and like 5 months to get an American accent back. Okay. So, oh, did you live out there, Steph? Did you live in Australia? You grow up here but live out there for a little bit? Fill me in. Fill me in. We got time. Hey there, what's happening? Raghav Pratik. There you go. There's your shout out, bud. Thanks for joining in, man. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. Here we go. They're talking to Finn, a little interview. Right now, it's behind the scenes on, all of the kids that the military are trying to, keep from Vecna in that barracks as our kids go in to like rescue them, essentially. There you go. So they're talking about that theme of leaving your childhood behind, which I think is the theme of the whole show, and especially season 5. Letting go of childhood, the parents letting go of the children. Daniel, I guess Conformity Gate is real in our minds. So yeah, it is. There's no secret episode. However, I do want you guys to know I am planning on doing a dual live stream, just a fan rewrite with you guys, with the audience. So doing a rewrite of the finale. Part 1, we'll do the setup. Part 2, we'll do the big finish and epilogue. And right now on my channel, if you go to the community tab, there are a bunch of polls where we're voting on who's going to get the axe, like who's going to, get killed in our version of the Stranger Things finale. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, because it's going to be a choose your own adventure where we write it together, which could be, I think it'll be really fun. It's just an exercise. We're not, trying to replace the ending or anything, just for fun. Yeah, you are totally correct. Ben Van says, I can't imagine there's not going to be any follow up to the ending. There's just too many loose ends and things that don't add up. Or indeed, they and we are all trapped inside Vecna's mind. They could tell more of these stories in comic books or in books. They have plenty of comics and books as is. So they could continue these characters on. I don't think we're going to see these characters in another show, though. Maybe in 10 years, they'll do like a reunion special and do like a one-off season or like a special, just a 2-part episode. That would be cool. Little Y2K Stranger Things reunion where they fast forward 10 years and it's 1999. That'd be cool. I mean, it's over and it isn't because there's going to be spin-offs and all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think we're not getting another episode. Hey there, Chris and Shell talk movies. Welcome on in. Are you guys across the pond? Are you out there in the UK? I'm asking because of the time difference, I would imagine, and because you were on M's stream earlier. Yeah, you're very welcome for the sub. Thanks for jumping in on the stream and hanging out. If you like watch parties and talking horror and horror news and all that kind of fun stuff, I'm guessing you like watch parties since you have a channel where you talk about movies. But yeah, it's a fun vibe here. Yeah, the VH1. Do you what was it called? I love the '70s. I love the '80s. All that stuff. Yeah, and I guess yeah, MTV is done. I forgot about that. I saw that in the news, and then I forgot about it. It is, yes. The documentary is out on Netflix right now. It's been 45 minutes that it's been out, and we are watching it here. Yeah, they didn't do a good job closing out the series, but I think there's plenty of good writing in the 5 seasons that we got. It's just not the most satisfying ending, at least I think for a lot of us, myself included. Now they're just talking about how Karen Wheeler suddenly becomes a warrior in season 5. Yeah. I thought that looked weird when she attacks with the bottle at the camera. That was a little awkward. They left that one in. Oh, Australia, and Chris is in Australia, and Shell is in Philadelphia. All right. I love Philly. I've not yet been to Australia. I'd love to go. I'd love to visit. But Philadelphia, that's a fun city. Yeah, Rambo, Nancy. By the way, on the poll, with the main female characters, Nancy is in the lead to be the character that gets axed. So if you don't want Nancy to pass away in our rewrite, our fan rewrite of the finale, then get on over there and vote, guys. Max, well, Sadie Sink just said that she thinks Max is a good role model for little girls. I think Max becomes a good role model for girls. Yeah, as the season goes or series goes on. Grew up in Western Australia, 6 hours from Perth, in the middle of nowhere. So you grew up out there, okay? Well, that's very interesting. That's a cool little part of your story that I had no idea about, Steph. It's just a rewrite or a fan rewrite. So yeah, you got to get on over there and vote for one of our other female mains if you want to see Nancy make it through on our rewrite. Not the boring cities, but the actual outback. The outback. I don't think so. It's real in our hearts and in our minds. So yeah, they're still going through like the Wheeler attack scene is what we're seeing here in the behind the scenes right now. I mean, this stuff doesn't really do much for me just seeing them like talking to the actors and giving them the direction. I would like more of the insight on the creative process, but which we got a little bit of at the beginning. Hopefully we'll get more of that. They're saying that they think the show is an acquired taste, which I don't think so because it was massively successful. Sneaking some food on the side. Love it. Oh, they are. So they're talking about what's going to happen to Kali's character in a upcoming episode, and one of the Duffers says he shot in the stomach. So I guess that confirms, even though I don't think we see the impact of that in the actual finale episode. I guess that confirms that she was shot. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's just a standard documentary. So I've never seen the Wolf Creek, any of those movies, but I've watched documentaries about the guy that it's based on. Steph grew up in Kilgooly. So yeah, we're just looking at the back lot here. It looks like this is the Hawkins where the military installment's going to be. Oh, and it's just a big parking lot where they've put this. Okay, interesting. There's Nanette on her channel member account. How are you doing, Nanette? One of our great channel members there. Let's see here. Daniel says, I was hoping season 5 would be apocalyptic season, but overall it's a good season. I think it's okay. The finale was, good, not great for me. Oh, cool. And we're going through some concept art there. They're talking about, building that set and everything. Man, they started building that set in June of 2023. Wow, that's when they started filming that. They're talking about wanting to have a good a climax in that first batch of episodes. I think they got close. Like episode 4 is the best one out of those first 4. I still wanted so much more from this season overall, like more action and more stakes, more gut punch emotional moments, some real risks. I don't think they took real risks. Yeah, a little bit of both. I took a nap, Brad. So I guess we can count it as the next day since it is the next day. But a little bit of double duty here today for sure. Thanks for joining us, Brad. Appreciate you, bud. Going into some visual effects stuff. They're showing the digital effect creation of the Demogorgons and some of those the big sequence at the end of episode 4 there. So they have it all like laid out digitally. Even the human characters, it basically looks kind of like they're doing a storyboard so they can have their effect shots lined up with what they're actually going to shoot. $26. That is chilly. Right now out here in the West Valley of Phoenix, Nanette, it says feels like 36 degrees is what it says out here. Pretty cold for the Phoenix area. So now they're speaking with the stunt coordinators and everything, and they're kind of walking through how they're going to do the shots, planning the shots and the blocking and everything. But it looks like they're doing this behind the scenes stuff. They've got some, stand-in actors and everything, and they just had a phone out, just like lining up the, probably the rhythm, the tempo of those shots there. Okay, we're back in the writer's room. They're talking about the series arc. They're talking about not killing people off because they want to maintain a sense of fun in the show. I still think they could have had even just a couple character deaths. You don't have to go wild. You don't have to go Game of Thrones, just something. They should have watched the last season of Buffy before doing their own last season, for sure. Yeah, and they're talking about basically that 11 does have to go so everyone else can move on. They're in deep thought here in the writer's room. And we're seeing some of the actual writing process here. And now they're just talking about realizing they couldn't direct every single episode if they were going to be writing every episode. So they're talking about finding other directors that they can trust with, with other shows within the series run here. Well, yeah, and just like, it doesn't need to change personalities, but in the other seasons, there are those stakes. Like Eddie dying in season 4 is the biggest gut punch, and we don't even get anything like that in this, in the last season. It's about 2 hours in total, and we have about an hour 20 left. Yeah. Thank you, Steph. All right, they're interviewing Frank Darabont. He's got a Tears for Fears shirt on. I love it. I love Tears for Fears. And I think Frank Darabont's such a good director, but man, the episodes he directed, they didn't seem like flashy or special, in season 5. They were good, well done, but just they didn't feel, Frank Darabont-ish. It is already out. 3 a.m. Eastern is when it came out. 27 degrees in Ohio. Damn. Yeah, it was easier for them to kill characters in the non-final season, but in the final season they got shy about it. It's on Netflix. Yeah, that's where we're watching it right now. Oh, this was cool. The walking from one set to another. They're showing that filming. This is cool. The way they've done the facade. Okay, they do a practical wall opening up. This is cool to see this kind of behind the scenes stuff. The way they do practical shots. Good night, Steph. Have a great rest of your early morning / late evening. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. I am currently watching right now. Of course, I can't show the documentary on the screen. I would get shut down if I did that, but I am watching it right now. Ooh, they're talking about the abyss. Man, they really didn't know what they were doing in this finale because now they're talking about the battle in the abyss. They said some sort of battle. How do we do it? Yeah, the abyss is very yellow. And don't they say the mind flayer likes it cold, but the abyss looks like a warm desert? They're talking about how they deal with the kaiju stuff. You know, how the fight would play out, who would take part in what way. They're talking about not wanting to give Mike a gun here, putting the kids in the rib cage. I agree, Brad. The epilogue felt like the bigger story priority in the finale. Yeah. Yeah, and the fight sequence is just so abbreviated, isn't it? The battle. Yeah, it could have been way cooler. Yeah, that's what it just feels like, a regular documentary. Yeah. Some of it's been insightful though. They're talking about demo fatigue. But in the battle, wouldn't it have been so much cooler if it was the big mind flayer and a bunch of little creatures like falling off of it, like other little spiders or maybe some of the bats? I don't know, maybe just a couple demogorgons, something. Because that fight just, there wasn't really much going on, not much business for everyone to be worried about. Yeah, the documentary should be out there. 3 a.m. Eastern is when it debuted. Oh, I'm sure it was, Brad, because they filmed it during the fifth season. So they knew they were going to do this from the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to have the conversation going and just to be able to discuss, the possibility that there's something else out there. I think that's the fun part of fandom. So, Karmic, we're actually going to do a fan rewrite of the finale here on the channel. So, if you guys want to take part in the fan rewrite, you're going to want to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any info about streams or anything like that. Go on over to the community page and vote in the polls that we have up there, because we're going to be killing off characters. We're even going to be bringing a character back. So participate in those polls. And then in the live stream, we're going to do two parts. We're going to rewrite the setup. We're going to rewrite the climax and epilogue and everything like that. So it's going to be a choose your own adventure. So vote in the polls on the page, and then during the live rewrite, we're going to have live audience polls. So you guys are going to be able to dictate where the our fan rewrite is going to go. So how about it? Thank you so much to everybody that's tuning in from all over the world. You guys are amazing. Of course, I can't show the documentary here, but you can watch along on Netflix. Yeah. 3 a.m. Eastern, yeah, because I'm watching it right now. It's 2 a.m. out here in Arizona. So the episode's been out for about an hour. If you're asking me when it's going to be released in India, I don't know. It should be out now wherever you are, but I don't have the specifics on every place. All right. Holy cow, we have about 60 people watching. Guys, make sure you hit that like button if you're checking out the stream. Participate in the poll that we've got going on. Actually, let me see. I want to pull this out here. There we go. Holy cow, 211 votes. And most everyone, 52% of everyone is saying that, yeah, this is just going to be a behind the scenes doc. And you guys are absolutely correct. There you go. How about it? How about it? There we go. Now we have my actual microphone plugged in. For whatever reason, Steve
screwing with me and had the computer mic on. Sorry about that, guys. Just been going for an hour with a bad microphone. No big deal. Thank you guys so much for putting up with the not optimal audio there. All right. All right, now they're explaining like they're showing the concept art of the inside of the mind flayer creature. This is the kind of stuff I like. I like concept art. I like writing room talk, the theoretical discussion of where to take the story. That's what I'm most interested in for sure. It's crazy that Hawkins residents haven't seen the demos or even getting killed by them besides the military. Yeah, and did you notice that the upside down isn't very dangerous in season 5? Correct. Yep. It is already out. 3 a.m. Eastern is when it came out. It's a documentary about season 5 of Stranger Things. You gotta grow with the show. Ooh, we got the melty white stuff room. Melty white stuff. Thank you guys so much for jumping on in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you vote in the poll that is in the live chat. All right. Yeah, no conformity gate. It's just a regular documentary. Oh, hey, I look similar to the Duffer Brothers? You think so, guys? All right. Yeah, I mean, all three of us are white dudes with beards and messy hair. It's true. It's true. 2 hours, 2 minutes is the runtime for the doc. So we're almost halfway through here. We got an hour and 10 left. Yeah, it's true. No conformity gate. Hey there, guys. They're talking about my very favorite scene, sarcastic, my very favorite scene in season 5, which is the Jonathan Nancy non engagement breakup scene. Which, by the way, the practical effects part of that, like it looks like, yeah, they built this room and a lot of that stuff is actually practical, a lot of the drippy goo and all that, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's a cool setting and everything, but it's a very boring long scene. Bored the hell out of me. The room that looks like it's getting filled with the stuff. If you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. Talking about the melty room even more. All right. Holy cow. 238 votes rolling in for our poll. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for participating. Hopefully, if you're voting, you're hitting the like button as well. That would be amazing to have 240 likes here. Thank you, Nanette. Appreciate you. Welcome on in, Evil Donut. Forbidden Donut. So this is interesting too to see like the stand-ins or the stunt doubles. I don't know which one they are, but they are all dressed up in the clothes for Jonathan and Nancy, and they're covered in all the goo. But it's not the actual actors, it's their stand-ins. I sell insurance, I set appointments for window and door replacement, and I talk on YouTube. 3 jobs, how about it? They're talking about combining the emotion and the spectacle and trying to max those 2 things. I don't know if they quite captured that, at least for me. There is a lot of emotion, but almost too much of the runtime of season 5 was spent just sitting in this emotion instead of moving our characters forward. It's cool to they're showing them making, making the set as practical as they can with this melty room. It's a really cool look. You could tell there was a lot of love to the production design on this stuff. Probably could. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I probably could summarize it in 10 seconds. Yeah. It's just a behind the scenes on all things season 5 for Stranger Things. Well, I don't know. I probably would have had it take half the amount of time. Probably not, though. I just would have spent half the time on all the personal drama stuff, and I would have, had more risks as far as character deaths and stuff like that. So you'll find out, Nanette, when we do the rewrite, the fan rewrite. You will find out what I would like to do with season 5 for sure, because that'll be part of it. I'm going to give the audience choices and live votes and everything. But ultimately, I'm trying to shape it to, it'll all be my kind of ideas there for the choose your own adventure. All right. Now they have Jamie in the Vecna. They're putting him in the Vecna suit here, doing all the application on his head. He's got the Freddy glove hand here. He's got a mouthpiece. Pretty all right. Pretty all right. So a lot of that, I mean, they put him in just like a body suit, but they've got a practical like arm on him, and they've got the claw, and they have practical like, headgear and stuff for him as well. Yeah, guys, let's get those likes up. Just 33 likes now, but we've got over 250 votes in the poll. So let's if you're jumping in and voting on the poll, hit that like button as well. Show the stream some love. We're streaming super late night, so any kind of love you can give for especially the free love, the likes and the subscribes, that's where it's at. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's get those likes up. And watch the documentary on Netflix along with me. I've got a timer going right there so you can follow along. There we go. Jamie's talking to one of the Duffers about Vecna's character choices here. It's like Jamie is putting more time into Vecna, thinking about Vecna's character than the writers. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Yeah, so Jamie, the actor that plays Vecna seems to be more in tune with like the story and the character that he's working within than the actual guys that are writing the show. What do you think about Paul Reiser being MIA during the last season? Yeah, because he just goes back to his family at the end of at season 4, right? Or does he die in season 4? Does he die down there when the military goes into that, underground facility? I can't remember. I ripped right through season 4. I can't remember every little detail. I thought he made it out alive. Caleb Heyman, director of photography. They're talking about making Vecna's entrance epic in that, episode 4 moment there. Yeah, they've been in the documentary so far. Yep. Okay, you think he lives. That's what I thought. I thought he made it out. But yeah, Argyle isn't in there, Susie isn't in there. Even like Robin's girlfriend Vicky in the finale, they just like halfway through, you just never see her again. Oh yeah, I guess the pregnant women in the Upside Down. Uh is Kali just showing visions of what she saw to 11 and those people are somewhere else? I can't remember. But if they were in the Upside Down, everything in the Upside Down was like vaporized, right? So it's kind of grim. I mean, I guess it made sense just to write him out because he lives in California. They can bring him back for the spinoff, right? Yeah, after everyone comes back from the Upside Down, even though they're basically a terrorist organization at that point, like all of our heroes, they fast forward like 18 months or whatever it is after, the for the epilogue, they fast forward, but none of them are in trouble with the law or the government. Hopper is back to being a cop, which is very strange considering everything that they had done. It is very odd, and they completely don't ever talk about Dr. K ever again. Well, anyone that was in the Upside Down was vaporized, right? It's mostly season 5. They've showed some stuff from the other seasons, but it is a documentary about season 5. It is called Stranger Things, so I guess it makes sense if it's strange. It's true. 56 people watching right now. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you vote in the poll. Hit that like button before you head out. I know I'm streaming in the middle of the night here. We are watching the Stranger Things One Last Adventure documentary on Netflix, and you can follow along right there. Got the timer going if you want to jump on in. Right now, they're doing a behind the scenes on, I believe it's episode 4 with the all the military stuff going on at the portal and Vecna walking through the portal. It seems like that's what they're talking about right here. And guys, I might partake in my little cannabis pen here, so don't be offended if I do. Just gonna get in the zone here. Shrish, I appreciate you. Says I liked it, bro, even before giving an answer in the poll. Laugh out loud. Well, thank you so much. You are a rare breed. How about that? Because a lot of people have voted and not hit the like button. So thank you so much for being a total badass and taking care of that. And thank you for joining us, man. I think this might be your first time. Appreciate you kicking it. I'm going to keep on talking about it, guys, because here on the channel, we're going to do a fan rewrite of the finale. So if you want to participate, there are polls on the Davey Deathray YouTube page in the community tab. So subscribe, go vote in the polls over there. Join us on the live stream. We're going to do a 2-part rewrite. We're going to do live polls in the live stream, and it's going to be, like a choose your own adventure, just a fan rewrite for fun. Well, in our rewrite, we can answer some questions maybe that you wanted answers to. But yeah, this behind the scenes really is just just giving us that insight on the behind the scenes, production, pre-production and production of season 5. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell. I'm planning on doing the first live stream this coming Friday, and then I'd like to do the second part the following Friday. So we'll break it up a little bit. We'll have polls on the channel in between. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And it's just, we're not trying to replace anything or anything like that. It's just an exercise for fun. And they're talking about this, in season 4, or sorry, episode 4 of season 5. They're just talking about that whole, when Vecna comes through the portal and everything, trying to, um, shoot it live, or like shoot it in one take as much as possible to make it feel like you're there with the characters. That sounds like fun, Clayface. That's a cool little exercise to do. Yeah, I dig that. My favorite character, I don't know, probably Steve. I really like Steve quite a bit. He's got a lot of change in his character. He grows a lot. I like the writing on the character, and Joe Keery's performance is really good. 287 votes, guys. 45 likes. I love seeing that. Let's get that past 50. Wow, 290 votes now. Hell yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and participating. You all are sweethearts. I see you there, Nanette. I see you. Here, I'm gonna have a little. I have a wedding cake pen. I'll show that off to you guys. Little wedding cake pen, very cute and adorable. See what this is all about. Just little baby hits for me because I'm a coffer. How about it? Fat Man Pez says, I speculated the documentary having subtle eggs like Postal 1 dude's cameo in the ending to Postal 4, except Postal dude being Henry. The Postal 1 lore aligns a lot with Henry, I think. Oh, I guess I don't know the Postal lore or anything like that. Lucy, the documentary is out. We're about halfway through. There's 55 minutes left. I'm watching on Netflix, and there's a stopwatch if you want to join us here. They're going through some stunt work, still going through this episode 4, kind of mid-season finale scene. I'm actually going to check the polls right now on the page. If you guys want to vote on which characters don't make it out in our fan written rewrite of the finale, jump on over to the Davey Deathray community page or community tab on the page, because basically we are voting between our 4 main guys, our 4 main girls, the parents, the side guys, the side girls, and which character you want to see come back. So plenty of interactivity there for you to take part in. Thank you guys for helping. Everyone that votes is going to be helping to, fuel that fan made rewrite of the finale of season 5. So really appreciate you. Thank you, Nanette. Appreciate you. Yeah. Having Eddie back, you can vote on bringing Eddie back if you want to, or Barb. Do you want to see Barb come back instead? Or maybe do you want to see a non-deceased character like Argyle or Susie come back? Those are your options to vote on. Oh, there we go. Ooh, Storm on set. Stuff's getting blown all over the place. I think this is in Georgia. Oh, wow, they're getting, like, an actual lightning storm on the set here. This is great. They shoulda shot with all this. Wow, natural rain? There you go. Favorite couple in the show? I really like, Lucas and Max. They feel like a real couple. I like their chemistry. I like the performers are really good too, Caleb McLaughlin and, Sadie Sink, especially when Max comes back. The emotion between, those 2 actors and, I felt like that was a really good emotional moment in season 5 that wasn't drawn out too much. Like, a lot of the emotional stuff was really drawn out in season 5. So, yeah, I'm gonna say Max and Lucas. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. I dig it. Fat Man Pez says, "I love Eddie, but I would want his memories more than anything rather than retcon his death." Cool, well, you've got an option to vote for, 3 other characters then, and, it'll just be democratic, you know? It'll just be a popular vote. If we brought Eddie back, it doesn't mean that I'm just gonna bring him back and everything's gonna be fine. I could bring him back as Kaz the Destroyer from D&D, so he would be like kind of a vampire character. Maybe he would have to be maybe his mind would be warped and he wouldn't remember, and Dustin would have to have like a heart to heart and, convince him to help them. That could be cool. Could be cool. Hey there, Gina. What's happening? Welcome on in. We got Gina, aka My Chunky Jordy, joining us, one of our great channel members. Gina's been a channel member for so long. Thank you so much, Gina. We are making it through this Netflix documentary here on Stranger Things season 5. And it's been okay so far. It really is just flying by. There's been no surprises, nothing crazy exciting or anything, but I hope you're doing well today, Gina. What's happening, Dart? Good morning to you as well. Hope you had a good night's sleep. Daniel says, I really hope the spinoff isn't a flop, but I'm excited for the animation. Yeah, the animated show looks really nice. And I guess we'll see what the spinoff is going to be about because they say it's not going to be any of the main characters. Um, well, I thought it was weird that Vecna was like afraid of the cave just because of that little memory. Um, I I wish so I don't mind seeing Henry. I wanted more Vecna in season 5. He does a lot of just sitting around or doing nothing off camera. So I definitely wanted more Vecna. And it seemed like they leaned on Henry. And yeah, I mean, he just gets his head chopped off. So I guess I don't have much to say about it. Oh, nice little Blue Dream action. Blue Dream is lovely. Consistent strain. Yeah, and I also think one of the things I wanna do in the rewrite is, those 12 kids that are hooked up to the monster, when the monster wakes up, I think the kids should, like, start dying slowly. There should be, like, a ticking time bomb. There should be a risk. Maybe some of the kids don't make it, because 'cause they're being used to, like, charge him up, but then they're all okay, you know? And now they're just explaining the end of season or episode 4 of season 5. Let's see here. They weren't totally clear, unless I missed it, what Vecna's goal is and why he's controlling the kids. If it was for the world crash thing, then the scenes surrounding it were jumbled. I missed it. Yeah, I think the kids are all just plugged in, giving energy to the kaiju, the mind flayer, whatever you want to call it. The documentary already started. It dropped at 3 a.m. Eastern. I've heard that as well. Yeah. that the real Mind Flayer is still out there, so maybe that'll work into the spinoff. Okay, so they're talking about they currently don't have a script for the rest of the season as they're making the season. So that is a little bit of an insight as to why I think the writing is not as sharp as it was in seasons 3 and 4. The writing is really sharp. It's some of the best TV I've ever seen, seasons 3 and 4 of Stranger Things. And here they are basically writing the second half of the season, it looks like on the fly is what they have to do. Not good. Not good planning, not good pre-production. Rough stuff. Yeah, it would have been cool if something was falling off of the Mind Flayer's belly. When Dustin and Steve go to stab it and they're like, for Eddie, it would have been cool if little creatures are like falling off for sure. 3 a.m. Eastern is when it dropped. We have about 45 minutes left of it, DJ. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Guys, if you're jumping in the stream, make sure you vote in the poll, hit that like button if you haven't already. And you're going to want to subscribe because we're doing like a live fan rewrite of the finale. So there's polls on the YouTube page. There's going to be live polls on those streams. It's going to be a 2-part live stream to just do a fan rewrite. Choose your own adventure. Live polls, suggestions from the chat, all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to take everything into consideration, guys. So DJ, the timer up here is where I'm at in the documentary. So if you bring it up on Netflix, you can join us at that timestamp that is right next to my head there. I mean, that's a good point. They're malicious that you bring up. However, sometimes one of the things we do in fandom is we do see things that, maybe aren't really there, but we want to see them there. I think we all do it. So, especially with, kind of shows that have mystery and intrigue and supernatural elements and shows that have really big fan bases. We love theorizing. Just look at Star Wars and how much theorizing was going on like after The Force Awakens and after The Last Jedi, just of how things were going to happen in each subsequent episode. And clearly that's here with Stranger Things, where people have seen a bunch of clues and they didn't get the ending that they wanted, so they're seeing something, a little added context there. It's a beautiful thing about fandom. Oh, you're convinced that Vecna won? Well, if the Mind Flayer is still out there, then it ain't over. Oh yeah, the Morse code at the beginning of the season, right? I don't even remember what it said. Yeah, we've only got like 40 minutes left. So, yeah, or 44 minutes left. So, yeah, it's just a straight up documentary. Nvidia is saying some really nice stuff about us. Yeah, it's just fun to to jump in here and cover these things as they drop and really just share the time with you guys. So, I never expected there was going to be like a secret finale or anything. I don't think that Netflix would ever do that. Uh, it would be a cool idea for some show to try that, in the future. It would be kind of cool to see that sort of thing be planned and be part of it. But yeah, it's been fun to just speculate and chit chat with everyone. Well, you'd figure there's something special about the kids that were chosen for some reason or another, or maybe just because they were weak. Like Vecna said, Will was. I don't know. Mind Flayer technically could, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, it's been the end of the season for 12 days now. Yeah. Maybe the Mind Flayer is gonna be mixed up with Vecna or the Demogorgons again. I think it's time to move on from Vecna if in a spin-off, but I guess you could always if the Mind Flayer is the big bad, you could bring back the Mind Flayer, yeah. Oh, interesting. Googled the Morse code, it said, "You did not stop me" during Robin's ending epilogue, okay, interesting. Yeah, Susie was a fun character. It's too bad they weren't able to work her in. I mean, I don't believe that Vecna really died because L already killed him a long time before. Oh, but L, like, sent him into the oh, you mean killed him in season 4? Not gonna lie, says, YV, "I'm disappointed, but it was fun in a way, just wish the finale was better." Well, you can rewrite it with us here on the channel. We're just gonna do a fun fan rewrite of the finale. So vote on the community tab for which characters you want to see get the axe, because we actually are going to have some risks and some stakes, and we are going to kill some main characters in our fan rewrite. So yeah, subscribe, participate in those polls, join us on the live streams, and there will be live audience polls during those streams. It's going to be a choose your own adventure. Yeah, so they'll probably bring the Demogorg or the Mind Flayer back. And maybe some new creatures with it. I don't know. I have the first season, I think, on DVD, and it comes in like a big VHS style case. I know that. Gifted to me by Eli Cortez. Thank you so much, Eli. Appreciate you. Holy cow, we got 70 people watching us. Guys, make sure to hit that like button, participate in the poll, all that good stuff. Wow, 335. Wow, 347 votes. It just keeps on flying up as I'm sitting here looking at it. And we are at 50 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get to 75 likes. How about it? Let's keep this train rolling. Let's keep things rolling. All right. All right. We're back in the white goop room, the stuff for my favorite Nancy and Jonathan theme or scene that just drove me nuts. Batman says Stranger Things 92, Erica, Susie, and Derek unite in an online game and realize something isn't right, proceed to fight Vecna with the power of the early 90s. Yeah, I don't think they had online games in 92. So you'd want to go to like the late 90s for that. Like late 90s if it's going to be accessible to kids. Um and I want a different bad guy, but Fat Man Pez, you do you, man. You do you. You should write something like for reals. Like, if you got an idea, just put it down and then at some point you'll create your own idea and it will have been a good exercise to write in someone else's world. So, Frederick, it dropped at 3 a.m. Eastern, so we are watching it right now. Yeah. Unclear. Yeah, they don't ever explain anything about Vicky or the Turnbows or anything like that. Yeah, we know. We're watching it, actually. That's the whole point of the stream here is to watch it, so you can tell by the counter there that we're in the middle of it. Yes, very well aware that it's just a regular documentary. Yeah, I did a live watch party of the finale or the whole really it was a live watch party of I think we just did the finale, but we shot some reactions for the other ones. Man, that's the very first thing I thought of Malicious when I saw that was like, "Oh, it's the stuff." Stuff's great. I did watch Five Nights at Freddy's 2. That was rough. Unless you're really into the video game stuff, it's not gonna make any sense. Yeah, stuff's classic. 1985 classic. All right, here they are, all reading the finale. So this is a little behind the scenes moment of just them in a casual setting, reading through the finale here. Oh, they're saying that everything we have to say about the show and the spirit of the show is in the script, so they're not gonna give a speech to the cast, even though the cast wants a speech. Yeah, the 3rd season is my favorite season of the show, and I know a lot of people really love the 4th season as well. We actually did a live audience, ranking earlier today, and seasons 1 and 4 were the most, highest ranked. Alright, they're just going through key moments in the finale during the table read. Hey there, Vidyara. It, dropped at 3 AM Eastern, so we've got 35 minutes left. Yeah, season 3 was awesome. It was, the kids still look like kids. I love the creature feature, kind of, body snatcher vibe of season 3, all the Billy stuff, I really liked that. There's some real stakes and some creepy shit going on. You know, Billy gets his redemptive moment at the end of the season. I like all that stuff. Robin and Steve, Steve and Dustin, getting a little Erica in there. Yeah, season 3 is my favorite. Oh, here they are. They're all crying during the table read. Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna do it. They're done. They're done, and they did an okay job at ending it all, but it's still a really great show. I think, Stranger Things is still great. Could have ended it better, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. My internet is breaking. Bona says, "Yeah, it should be a never-ending story." It probably will be in a lot of ways, they're gonna keep it going in other mediums and stuff, and there'll be the spin-offs, so, yeah, and I don't know, let me know, guys. I think it'd be cool in 10 years if they brought back the original cast for like a two-part episode and they put it around the Mind Flayer comes out around Y2K, the millennium. Bring in Prince's 1999. How about that? Yeah, my internet's having a tough time currently in the middle of the night here. I like that. I like that, malicious. It would be perfect though if they waited 10 years and they did it, to come out in it would be 1999 in the show because it was 89 when they graduated. So if they did that and released it in 10 years, the actors would actually be like the right age. We got Ben Grimm, one of our great channel members, jumping on in. What's happening, Ben? And he says, I like to think Argyle ends up opening 6 smoke shops and is sitting pretty in a nice hillside house. Seems like he would do that, right? He would be the innovator. Argyle would be ready to go. He'd have his business plan ready to go day one of legal weed in California. Yes, it released at 3 a.m. Eastern, and we've got a half hour left of the documentary. It's been flying by. You guys have been making it. This has been a pleasure watching it with you guys. Stranger Things Christmas special would be a fun jab of the Star Wars Christmas special. There we go. Oh, they're finding some creepy stuff in the desert here. I don't think it's gonna happen. So I don't think it's gonna have a name because I think they're all done. Conformity Gate was fun just to like chat with you guys about it, but I never expected we were gonna get anything. Yeah. Daniel says, in my opinion, season 3 is the best season for its aesthetic and the fashion, but honestly, I hated the main character clothes in the last 2 seasons. But season 3 really does stand out big time. That would work. I don't think we're gonna get an episode 9 though, guys. But yeah, they could definitely call it something like that. Yeah, I don't think they'll do it, but it would be cool. Hey, you know what? Maybe the next big show can do something cool with a little fake out ending, especially after they see, how big this whole thing got with Conformity Gate. I mean, it blew up, it went viral. Here on this page, I don't even have 2,500 subs. And the other night, we did a stream where there were like 700 people in here and hit like 25,000 views, which is crazy. I don't have any live streams that get close to that. It was amazing. So people really do love Stranger Things and they love digging for these clues. So I think that, a show in the future would do well by itself to pay attention to what's been going on with Stranger Things. It just ain't happening. So One Last Adventure is the name of the documentary we're watching right now. Yeah. Ben says, I predict a lot more shows will do the finale in theaters thing. Yeah, it's a great idea. If you're a big enough show, if you have that wild popularity, you should do that. Now they're looking at the scenes from the finale with like the rough animatic of the Mind Flayer and the characters like running away and everything. So they're just looking at how they want to shoot it. Little previs kind of thing. Let's see if we can get to 400 votes. We are very close. We are less than 20 votes away from 400 votes on the poll. And I want to get to 75 likes, but look at that. We only have 51 likes, but we have all sorts of folks voting on the poll, but not hitting the like button. What's going on here? Come on, people. people. 53 likes. All right, we're doing well. Yeah, we'll see if there's some sort of surprise. There hasn't really the biggest surprise I've learned from the documentary, John Smith, is that they were writing the season as they went. That's the biggest surprise to me. Well, I think a lot of these things that were dropped, all these hints, they're just things that we wanted to see in there, and people found a way to make them make sense and make them seem like they were cryptically trying to say something that they ultimately weren't, you know? I think they were just putting stuff in there to, little tidbits and little references, and then they knew that we were gonna, like, run with it, you know? I haven't heard that that happens, but it would be cool if it does. We're gonna watch the whole thing, and we're gonna find out right here. Yeah. Holy cow, 60 people watching. Guys, make sure you hit that like button if you're tuned in. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what kind of other, Stranger Things content you want. I haven't mentioned it in about maybe 10 minutes, so I'll bring it up again. I've got a bunch of live polls or, polls that are on the community tab of the Davey Deathray YouTube channel because we're going to be doing a fan made rewrite of the finale. So just for fun, I put a bunch of polls about which characters, are going to end up not making it through the finale and a character that we're going to bring back. And then, guys, we're going to do live streams where we rewrite it as a choose your own adventure together. So we're going to have live audience polls for the choose your own adventure part, and yeah, we're just going to rewrite the finale and have a little fun with it and see how it goes. They did play into it. I think they just wanted people talking about Stranger Things, and they wanted people tuning in for this documentary and making sure the numbers were really good, and, I'm playing right into their hands, but also as a content creator, it just makes sense to cover this kind of stuff. It doesn't really it cost me my time to cover it, but, you guys, the greater Stranger Things audience, have been absolutely amazing and supportive and really cool. So I've had a great time bringing you guys into our little corner of the community, getting to know you guys a little bit and your passion for Stranger Things. I have not watched Dark yet. No, I added it to my list on Netflix, but after my last stream, I ate dinner. I watched a movie with my lady friend, and then I took a little nap so I could wake up and do this. So you can, John, you can vote in the polls. Um, and I can show you guys, I can show you those polls. Let's see here. Let me see what I can do about that. There we go. There we are. Okay. So I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do that. No, that's not it. Anyways, I'll show you guys really quick. So this is just these are the polls. So you can vote to bring back either Susie, Argyle, Barb, or Eddie. Kill off either Vicky, Kali, Dr. K, or Holly. Kill off Murray, Steve, Mr. Clark, or Jonathan. Kill off Joyce, Hopper, Ted, or Karen. Kill off Nancy, Max, Erica, or Robin. And kill off Will, Mike, Dustin, or Lucas. So you can go participate in all of those polls right now. And then on Friday, we're going to host part one of our fan made season or series finale rewrite for Stranger Things with live audience polls. Choose your own adventure. How about it? Okay, let's go back on over there and then let's do that. And we're back. All right, and they are showing the behind the scenes on the inside the Mind Flayer fight. I do really love the production design here. I wanted more of this monster, particularly in the battle. I wanted Vecna and 11 like fighting all over this thing, like on the back of the beast, sliding down the legs, like whatever. I just wanted it to be a bit more of an action scene. And then they end up in the rib cage, and that's where the final confrontation happens. Because I do really love the way the set looks and everything. It's beautiful. I miss Billy. Billy's a great character. Season 3, that guy just really brings it. To all asking what happened, nothing happened. Nothing. Are you talking about season 5? Holy cow, look at that. Gina is celebrating 17 months of channel membership. Thank you so much, Gina. And she's reminding everybody to hit that like button. Really do appreciate you, miss. Yeah, we have got about 20 minutes left on the documentary, guys. So it dropped at 3 a.m. Eastern. Not seen anything, no clues about a secret episode. I figured this was just going to be what they said it was, which is a documentary. Uh, it's been mostly about season 5, little, dips back into the previous seasons, but some of it's been insightful, and then some of it has been like eye opening as to why season 5 wasn't as good as the other seasons. Let's see here. Is there no way to do a secret ending on Netflix? That is, they will continue the story off Netflix to drop secret things. So many people overly involved to do a secret on Netflix. Yeah. Well, yeah, they would never. Netflix would want to make sure that everyone tuned in and watched the secret episode, right? So, but yeah, another show could try the same kind of thing. And well, I mean, try what the fans have proposed by doing a secret finale. It could be kind of fun. All right, so now they're just describing what the terrifying form is of Vecna. So some of the set inside the Mind Flayer, or whatever you want to call it, inside the monster, some of the set is practical. So, so that's cool that they do have some practicality there. See, that's what I thought they were gonna do if they ended up doing a secret episode, that would be the way to do it, as if that's a meta kind of thing to say, "No, you're actually trapped. The audience is actually trapped." I do like that. Um, I guess if she's gotta end up with one of them, I would say Steve. Um, I liked the fact that they worked the scene in some way, but it was like Kali doesn't know Will, Murray doesn't really know Will. They're there for that scene. I think that scene could have worked better in a more like if it were like more intimate, it would have resonated more. But I understand why they wrote it into the story because the whole like Will feels like he's been like hiding this thing and he knows that if he just gets it out in the open, it's going to make him stronger against Vecna. So I think it makes sense. I think it could have been played a lot better for sure. Yeah, there's no episode 9. It's just the documentary. I mean, they could continue the story in comics and in novels and or a video game or something like that. I don't think we're gonna get a true like episode 9 as far as like a Netflix episode. But they can continue the story. They could write an episode 9 in a different medium. Yes, absolutely. All right, guys, we are rounding things out. About 15-ish minutes left, I would imagine here. 60 people watching. Holy cow, guys, make sure you hit that like button, participate in our lovely poll there so you can have your voice be heard. Let's go. Almost 60 likes on the stream. I love it. Let's see if we can get to 75 before the documentary is over. We officially have over 400 votes, 420 votes so far in our poll. That is exciting stuff. And did you guys hit subscribe? And did you hit the notification bell? Because you're not going to want to miss our fan-made rewrite of the season finale, the series finale. You're not going to want to miss that. We're going to do that live. There are polls on the channel page right now that you can participate in. It is going to be a choose your own adventure. So join us, won't you? Thank you. The doc has been okay. There have been some really insightful things about the writing process and that kind of stuff, I would say. But I don't think it's required viewing. Yeah. Oh, I don't think, I'm not really. Maybe a little, maybe a couple bucks from advertising. I'm not sure. But I have 2 jobs and then I do YouTube as like my side hustle. So I do YouTube just because I love talking to you guys and hanging out. Evil Donut says, could a full-length sequel be released in a couple of years? Well, I think in a couple of years, we're going to have our spinoff. And then one idea that I put out there, guys, that I really like is doing a jumping forward to 1999 and in 10 years bringing back our original cast and doing like a 2-part special and do like a Mind Flayer comes back during Y2K scare kind of time, and then you can bring Prince back as a musical artist. You can bring in 1999. Be pretty killer. Well, we could use it to help us write. I might use it to help us write the fan-made rewrite because we'll pick all the plot points, we'll pick all of that, and then we can plug it in. I have Copilot. We can plug it into Copilot and just help us get like an actual narrative, just so that way it doesn't take months. I just want to, it's just for fun, an exercise for fun. Thank you guys so much again for joining, especially if you're watching after the fact. Really do appreciate you jumping on in. Of course, you can follow the timer there just to make sure that you're in sync with what we're seeing here on the doc. And here they really are talking about the very end of the show. I'm sure we just got our moment where Vecna had been defeated by 11 and they had their emotional moment after the camera stopped rolling. So here we are with everybody getting grabbed by the military after coming back from the upside down. So I'm sure we're going to get our sad 11 moment and then our sad everybody else moment. Yeah, the dragon with the 3 heads from the first episode, right? That's the Mind Flayer is depicted as that on the little figurine. Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're saying, Bona. Finn's talking about how the Duffers are really respectful and include them in the process. Yeah, Daniel, they're going to do the what is it, Tales from 1985, that animated series. So we are going to get something more. I'm guessing we'll get that during spooky season. I would imagine. I don't think they've announced a date yet for it. And there's already a bunch of comics and a bunch of novels out there as well. Seems like we're kind of rounding out the documentary because they're just talking about each actor is reflecting on their time on the show and what it's been like. 435 votes. You guys are amazing. Millie Bobby Brown is talking about, reflecting on what it's all been like. Oh, and they're doing all the kind of like introducing or saying goodbye to each cast member here. So some more behind the scenes crying, everyone wearing their winter coats. Everyone looks cozy and sad. Okay, guys, 59 likes. We can get to 60 likes before we end the stream, right? Because the documentary is ending here in about 10 minutes. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. Let's get to 60 likes. How about it? Gina, it is 3 a.m. here in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, and I don't even know like how many. So I figured there was no way it was going to be a thing, but I was like, I can't not talk about it because I talk about stuff on YouTube like this. And it's been great for the channel. Like you guys, the fervent, passionate Stranger Things fans have been so kind and awesome coming over to the channel. So it's been worth it just to increase the audience and get to know some more people even better. It was not, yeah, it's just a documentary. Stranger Things to Stranger Shit. Yeah, season 5 was pretty rough. Pretty rough. I'm sure they'll make a game. Don't they have like a turn-based RPG or something like that? I mean, what about like a 80s style arcade beat 'em up would be really fun. Like that would be really easy, the way they did like Streets of Rage or the Shredder's Revenge for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even the arcade game. That kind of look, Scott Pilgrim, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that would be great. A game like that, a brawl. And then I would like to see like a JRPG Stranger Things. That makes sense, something like uh Earthbound, has kind of like a cosmic supernatural kind of vibe. If you made a TV show of Earthbound, people would say that it was ripping off Stranger Things, even though Earthbound's existed for like 30 years. It came out at 3 a.m. Eastern, so we are finishing the documentary right now. Yeah, I think season 5 was like, I don't think it was very good, but I think the ending, the finale was good enough to where it's not completely bad. But guys, when I rewatch Stranger Things from here on out, I will watch the first 4 seasons and then I will skip to the finale because the first 7 episodes of season 5 just were so boring to me and didn't say very much, unfortunately. Now they're just showing this is like the behind the scenes on the kids finishing their D&D game. Mike just put his book up on the shelf. Everyone else's books are up there, and he's going to walk up the steps. So we're just seeing that last shot. It's been out for 2 hours. Seth says season 5 equals dog shit. I can't blame you for having that opinion, man. Can't blame you. I think it's cool that there are passionate fans that see things that may or may not be there and they write their own headcanon or they postulate and wonder and they talk with other hardcore fans. Uh, that's what I think of Conformity Gate, but I don't think there was ever any chance we were going to get a secret episode. Eric, thank you for bringing it up. We're actually going to be doing that right here on the channel. Guys, we are going to be doing a fan-made rewrite of the finale. So if you want to participate, you can start participating now. If you go to the Davey Deathray YouTube page, click on the community tab. There are 6 polls in there about characters that are going to live and die, characters that we're going to bring back. So make sure you jump on over there and check that out. And then I will be hosting 2 live streams where it'll be live audience polls and a choose your own adventure rewrite. So we'll do a setup live stream where we'll set everything up with our characters, and then we'll do a live stream where we like rewrite the final battle and that epilogue. So it'll be really fun. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any alerts about any polls or any community engagement stuff, and the live streams, of course, because you don't want to miss those. So yeah, we can make it great again together, and it'll just be for fun. It'll be awesome. Killer Tony, don't worry, we'll rewrite it together, bud. We will. Makes no sense why Netflix was trolling us on all their pages with the number 9 in the window, and why the actor for Vecna went and said tomorrow it begins on the 6th. Yeah, I think they just wanted us to watch this documentary. I'm going to be cynical about it, guys. They just wanted us to watch this documentary, and here we are. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't have done this. Not for Stranger Things, just because it's so late. But I was saying earlier, because you guys have been so awesome, the Stranger Things faithful has been amazing to the channel in the last week. I just wanted to be here for you guys. And here I just wanted to touch you guys on, get you guys back in touch with what's going on in the documentary. The Duffers are saying their goodbyes to everybody here after finishing the shoot. Yeah, you got to show up, hit the notification bell, make sure you're subbed, all that good stuff. This Friday, keep an eye out for the first live stream this Friday, and the next one would be the following Friday. They are reading through their goodbyes and everything, the Duffer Brothers, on their phones. I guess that's what you got to do, because there's a lot of people. You don't want to forget anything, right? Maybe that's something we could work into our rewrite there, Aaron. And thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, no mention of the graduation. Derek's family wasn't there either. You're absolutely right. Oh no, I don't think so. I never thought it was coming, but I think most people know it was just a way for us to talk about Stranger Things more and theorize. And isn't that a fun thing to do as a fan? Just like to theorize what could be or what could have been. I like it. I agree, Daniel. I think seasons 1, 3, and 4 are the best. Those are like the only ones I really need. They had a bunch of confetti fall. Everyone's happy and crying and sad all at the same time. Did they even talk to Joe Keery? I don't even remember him being interviewed. Hmm. All right. That is it. And they're playing Should I Stay or Should I Go? I will just make sure that there's no secret here. But I will go ahead and end the poll. Let's see here. 471 votes. Is that right? That's amazing, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Okay, let's see what we got on the poll here. 65 likes. Pretty good, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you smash it before you head on out. The documentary is all finished, and we'll see it through the credits just to make sure there's no weird shit or cool shit. All right, so 471 votes, guys. The question was, what do you think One Last Adventure really is? 51% of you said a regular behind the scenes doc. Way to go. You get the gold star. 37% of people said the secret meta finale, and 12% said a hidden clue drop for a spinoff. And it was all it was a regular behind the scenes doc. And there we go. That's it. No secret stuff, nothing like that, guys. It was just a documentary, as I and many of you had thought as well. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and stop this guy. Let's go ahead and get rid of him. There we are. Well, you know, Conformity Gate came and went, everyone. We didn't get what some of us wanted from it, which was an extra episode and secret episode, which would have been really cool. People would have talked about that forever. So somebody should absolutely do that, you know. And we thought this was going to be some sort of secret finale inspired by New Nightmare. It was not that. I said, look, this probably isn't happening. We were dead on about that as well. But guys, I do want to let you know I'm going to head out because it's past 3 a.m. out here in Arizona. So I need to go lay my little head down. But I'm going to let you know one last time, guys, before we sign off, we are going to be doing a Choose Your Own Adventure rewrite of the finale. There are polls on the YouTube page. There's going to be live polls when we actually get into the live streams. The first one's going to be this Friday, where we're going to write the setup and everything. We're going to put some stakes in place. And then the following Friday, we're going to do the big battle and our epilogue and finish things out for just a fun little, you know, exercise to rewrite the finale for Stranger Things. And it'll be choose your own adventure. So participate in the polls that are on the page, show up for the live streams, participate in those live polls, and it's going to be written by all of us collectively. It'll be really fun. So yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this stream, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's amazing to see the awesome support from the Stranger Things community. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. Let me know if there's some sort of Stranger Things content that you want to see. If you're watching live right now, once the stream ends, jump into the comments. Let me know if there's something you want to see. Hype the video, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, all that good stuff. I will see you guys very soon. Shout out to our Patreon members and our YouTube channel members as well. You guys are amazing. You guys keep this channel going. You all are so awesome. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. Shout out to our Death Squad mods as well. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for this one. I will be back, I believe, tomorrow night. So it's going to be a Hit the Bricks. So keep an eye out for us there. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's been a while since we've had an episode. We have a lot to talk about. Trust me, Stranger Things will be brought up in the discussion. So I will see you guys tomorrow night. Make sure you're subscribed, have the notification bell hit, and you won't miss anything before I go live. You will be notified. Oh, and I think that's all I got. Conformity Gate, it was nice knowing you, but it's almost time to move on once we write our own version of this kick-ass finale. So you guys have been beautiful. I love you all so very much. Thank you for kicking it with me here and kicking it weird with me here as well. Golly, it's time to go to bed. So hey, how about this? This is how we always end the show here. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.